It's Rambling Hour with Lisa, Season 20, Episode 1, coming to you live from the dining room. Today's Rambling Hour is about Remembrance Day, so I hope everyone is well. I hope that you guys had a great week, and today is Remembrance Sunday here in the UK, and tomorrow is Remembrance Day. I'm just going to find myself live on my Facebook so I can check comments on here instead of seeing over there. So, and then also just make sure my sound is good. So one moment. Lisa's gone live. Where are you? There I am. So my sound should be on. Turn up your device volume to unmute. Hello. Sorry guys, I'm just testing. Yeah, okay. I think I heard myself, but I want to make sure. Sorry guys, I'm just testing. Yep, that's okay. Good. I think I heard myself, but I want to make sure. Sorry guys, I'm just testing. Yeah, that'll just go back and forth and back and forth. Now I've muted it, but the sound is working. Testing my new microphones. I did test them before I started, like half an hour ago I tested, and it worked really well, walking away and everything else. Then I was putting my phone into the tripod like a minute before I started with the power bank on the back, and I was trying to get it to hold, and then the power bank was turning as I was tightening it. And so I went to take it off, and then my phone fell, and the thing that plugs into the bottom of the phone bent. And then I was like, oh, I don't know if it's going to work now. Yay to me breaking the new microphones that Steve bought me even before I've tried them. And they do work, and thank goodness. So, but they're really cute and cool. There's two of them. You can put it into this reverb mode, which I don't really get because it like echoey kind of. Why anybody would want it in the reverberation mode, if you know, let me know why you'd want to put it like that. I can see myself playing with my hair like a second later, and I need to stop doing that, but it's so hard not to because I really like my hair. So as long as you guys can see my poppy, then I'll be all right. And let's get started. So I'm going to do a craft first because, I mean, there is remembrance. I remember when I was homeschooling the girls for the first 6 months when I got here, we did a Remembrance Day thing, and Thomas actually did it too, even though he was in school as well. We colored some poppy pictures, and we talked about World War I and II, and just why we have poppies as a reminder, and why it's important to celebrate and remember. I don't know if celebrate's the right word. Well, we're celebrating our freedom, but we need to have this day as a day of sorrow and remembrance for all those that fought and died so that we could have our freedom to be able to play football in a big stadium and go and watch them, which Steve did today, or for me to be able to do this and you just to sit cozy in your house and watch me. So it's very important to have this day, if not thinking about them every day. I just can't believe that I heard somewhere that some schools weren't going to do something for Remembrance Day or something like that. And I thought, like, if there's nothing else that you have in school, something like this in the countries that fought in the wars, it's so important to have, because we wouldn't have the freedom and be able to do what we're doing without that. Anyways, let's get to, I explain this every year when I'm doing this. This little wreath is from Canada. When I had the restaurant, they would come. You know how even here they have the poppies that you can give money to the veterans and get something to wear, a poppy and such. Well, besides the poppies that we would wear and sell, if we wanted to sell them in our restaurants, like not sell, but have them for donations and everything, they would put one of these on display. You paid for these as well, and every year I'd buy a new one because I wanted to support the cause. So I had a bunch of them before I left Canada from the restaurant. So I left a few there, and I brought some here with me. I brought two with me here. So that's where this comes from. And this one here is actually not really for wearing. You can do whatever you want with it, but this one's from here. And then this one here is something that Aurora made in school with plasticine, so it never dries, the plasticine. It's on a paper plate, and it's made with plasticine, but I put it in a shadow frame so that I cleaned all the stuff that was stuck in it and everything else, and I put it in a shadow box so that we could have it, like you can stand it up or hang it on the wall, and it's memory. So I should actually put on it on the back on a sticker what it is in case, you know, after I'm gone or whatever. But that's what that is. So I'm gonna have that over here on display. There is a few different things you can do, but I thought I would do a quick one because I drink a lot of pop anyways, hence the pop. Look, I even have this one here. And there's a magnet right here that I bought somewhere one year, or I've gotten gifted. So, because I drink a lot of pop, we have pop bottles. And they're not hard to find even if you don't drink pop. So, you'll notice on the bottom of the pop bottle, it's got 5, not 4, but it's still a good poppy shape. Not all poppies have 4. Sometimes there'll be more petals depending on what poppy it is. But, I mean, if you can find pop bottles with only 4 on the bottom, that would be good too. But we're going to take a knife or some scissors. These still have a little bit of pop in them. I'll just use a paper towel to dry them. So if you're a child, get the adults to do this. I'm just going to make a hole in it, but I'm going to push it against me so that I don't, like for it to be firm. Actually, that's not working. Let me try and make a snip. If I take the lid off, I can let some air in, and then it might be easier to squeeze. As long as I get in there, I can cut it and then cut it smaller. There we go. Around in a circle. Ah! I just dumped the extra pop that was in it on my clean clothes that I just put on. Okay, so we have it that big so far. I'm going to trim it down. So you can make these for in the garden as well. I am going to make them for in the house. And the other thing that would make this a lot quicker is spray painting them. But I am not set up in the garage or somewhere where I can spray paint them. So plus we want it to be something that kids can do too. So if you do all the work, then that's no fun for kids, is it? Let's try this again without dumping it on myself. Where can I? Just dribbled it in my cup of water that I'm going to use for the paint. Okay, well I have like about 5 bottles on the side here, but let's do 2 for now. Trim it down again to the size that we want. Now I can't say this was my idea, I did see it online. But it did look like they spray painted theirs. I'll bring this closer to you guys. So I have them like this size. I'm going to throw that one over there. Let me get that without spilling my water. I'm going to, like I said, dry them out a little bit. I guess I'm using water with the paint, but I'll still dry them out a little bit with paper towel. I'm only doing 1 craft today, and then we'll just have a normal rambling hour. And then today is only the 9th. Tuesday is, oh, I said, yeah, tomorrow is Remembrance Day. Today's Remembrance Sunday here, but Tuesday is Remembrance Day. And then I can decorate for Christmas. Although I'm not ready yet. I want to sand and paint the wall back here to match the gray there. And like, I'll make it all nice and everything before because all the dust from the sanding and everything will be everywhere. So then I'll bring down the Christmas decorations. So paper towel, or it's called kitchen roll here, cup, paintbrushes, and I think I've showed you guys this before when I've done stuff, but this is how I have my paints that I actually use for painting class and stuff. These are my acrylics, but in the bottom of this, there's some acrylics that are like really old that I want to use up. So I didn't get out like what I use for kids paints and stuff. I want to use like, some of these are quite old. So I want, now on the poppy, you can do a black center or a green center. The thing is that the red poppies usually have like, on the corners of the petals inside, it's like a black center, but then the all the little, I don't know what they are called, stamens is only one thing, but all the little things in the middle are where the pollen is and stuff, those are green, but they're like a dark, almost a dark green, or well, it's like kind of like this green, but you have to look really closely, otherwise it looks dark. So it's up to you what color you want to do your centers, green or black. And I'm going to use, I have cadmium red that needs to be used up. I've got, what's this one? Crimson, cadmium, more cadmium red. Like, look at these are, so yeah, I need to use these up because acrylic paint especially doesn't, acrylic paint especially doesn't last. So I don't know if cadmium is the right color. Let me look. Well, I mean, again, you do get orangey red ones too. So for the sake of this, let's use cadmium because I have lots of it and I need to use it up. You know what I didn't bring? Oh, my nose is itchy. What am I trying to say? A palette. I know what I'll do. I'll cut some of this and use it as a palette. So you can also use like a plate, like a ceramic tile, ceramic plate. Those things work good for paint as well, like as a palette, and then you just wash them off. So I just need something to put paint on. I'll put a paper towel under that as well, just so that it doesn't. Okay, so then I'm going to take some cadmium red. Yeah, that's, you can even see that the moisture is definitely, oh, that's really, that might not even work. Looks a bit chunky. Let's see what this one's like. No, that one's better, much better. Okay. I'll show you the difference. So let's paint now, because this is smooth. Paint doesn't usually stick to smooth surfaces. If you use spray paint, that would stick better. But if you're using a paint like this, what you would want to do if you wanted the paint to stick better is just give it a light sanding with a little bit of sandpaper. Just rough it up a little bit. Smooth, you can just scratch it off. Like if you paint it on this glass or on a mirror, it's easy to scratch off on smooth. But if you rough it up a little bit, it gives it something to stick to. I haven't done that, but we'll just do this. So, and like I've not done this before. I've not painted over plastic. So, I mean like plastic pop bottles. So I don't know how good this works. I remember when I was a kid, we cut open pop bottles like this and had them like that. And we used, you know, those 3D paints, like, I don't know what they're called, like 3D paints, where you make window sticker things. We did those, and my mom made some really nice butterflies that maybe I'll do that with you guys in the spring. Remind me, and I'll put it on my list of things to do, and I'll show you how to make butterflies out of pop bottles with that 3D paint. I guess really, like, I'm painting the whole thing, but I just noticed, here, I'll show you on the next one. Now I'm painting the inside. You could paint the outside if you wanted to, but even that is looking good already. What I was gonna say is, like, I just noticed while I was doing that, like, how there's a little bit of a gap in between there. Because this is clear, if you painted one, quote, petal, and then another petal, I guess you could do this with lots of different flower types, really, but you could keep them spaced out so that there is a gap between them. Let's see how that looks. I got hair everywhere because I straightened my hair again. So I'm shedding like a long-haired dog. Part of aging, I guess. Hair getting thinner. Luckily, I have enough to spare some. How's that? That looks like a pretty flower. You could do that with different, but it doesn't look like a poppy, so I need them to be closer. I'll see if I just leave a little gap. Like that. Oh, you can't see very well. Which reminds me, I don't think I'm due for an eye appointment yet. Maybe I am. I'd have to check that too. But remind me to go for an ear appointment. Steve says because I mishear things all the time. Like, I'm like, oh, I thought you said this. Not just from him. Lots of people. I'm like, what did you just say? And then I hear it completely wrong. And Steve thinks I have a hearing issue. And I don't think I do. But you don't know unless you get tested. So I'm going to test my ears and see if I'm hearing incorrectly. So I just left a little bit of a, yeah, it's harder. It doesn't look like I did, but yeah, so these look really good. And oh, and this one I didn't paint the center red, but I mean, I can paint the center red, but then we have to wait for the paint to dry. If we're painting the center black, then we have to wait for that to dry. I do have the blow dryer in with the stuff. So anyways, that's basically it. Paint red. You can, oh my gosh, Lisa, you can do layers if you want, like wait for it to dry and then put more paint on to make it more. Oh my God, I'm pulling the whole thing down. You can even see on this side, like it looks darker in the middle, which is cool. So you could use whichever end you want, like poppies would be like that. But anyway, so you can give them more coats if you think they need it. I like how that is like, so that's how the petals would be. And then the green things would, anyways, I don't even know why it looks like that. It looks really cool. So, and we're going to paint the black in there. And, oh, I think now that I'm closer to you guys, I can show you better, like how I left like the little clear gaps. I mean, you could even cut those out if you wanted the petals to be separate. Let me get the blow dryer while I'm up. I have the microphone with me, so even if I walk away, I can still talk and you guys can hear me just as good. Well, hopefully, and this will be a test for it. So, oh, I am a clumsy girl. I almost dropped a glass that I use for water and painting glass. I shouldn't have glass, but Steve bought them from IKEA. How do I plug in over here? Oh, where's the extension lead? It's in the entranceway right now. There is a plug over here. Just give me a second. Oh, I see. It's the two things plugged in here are the chair and the Echo. Then I can't see. There's a plant in my way. My nose keeps running as well. Okay, I'm back. Let's blow dry these real quick so we can do the black and then we can do the regular rambling hour stuff. Sorry guys for the noise. I just need the centers dry really. So. Oh, you know what? The blow dryer is actually making it melt, like warm up a little and what do you call it? Like scooch in. I don't know, melt inwards. So let's try this again with this one. Ah, Lisa, using acrylic paint with clean clothes. Okay. Yeah, you can see the shape has been a little bit, I don't know if you can tell. I'll show you after I'm done. My glasses are dirty. I just need a splitch of green or black. Yeah, I don't know which one I want to use, green or black. I'll use black. Black. And I did bring another paintbrush so that I didn't have to use that one. And but I did have it on the table, didn't I? I showed you guys everything. Let me take off my glasses so I can see what. Lisa, where did you put the other paintbrush? There it is. It's under the napkin. I knew I had another one. Yeah, upside down. Oh my gosh. You would not think I actually knew what I was doing. All right, let's put the goggles down again, even though they're mucky and need to be cleaned. Take some black and paint my centers. You can make it as big and little as you want. You could even do green dots on there if you want, but for a kid's sake, just red poppies and black centers. And you could even put a button on it and glue it on if you wanted. It, you know, it doesn't have to be painted on. But I do my crafts so that kids can enjoy them. And I almost put that in my, yeah, so I'll show you guys now the centers. Oh, that one needs to be bigger, hey? Yeah, maybe I'll make them both bigger. What do those ones look? Yeah, let's do them bigger. Especially if you're doing them for outside, then people can see them further away. The thing that I saw online that did this, she made a lot for some kind of display. And I also looked at someone who used old CDs and he did them up in the oven, although just enough to manipulate the shape, and then made them out of old CDs. Even if I was to try that with old CDs, I wouldn't have done that on my live because that's not safe for kids, let alone us. Who knows what the chemicals are that warm up when you warm up a CD. But, and those ones were spray painted as well and stuff, so didn't do those. I think it looks better with the bigger center. What do you guys think? Bigger centers, hey? Those are cool and easy. And like I said, how many pop bottles do we go through in this house? I could make a whole display to put in my garden of those. Then you could either glue on the back like a stick, right? So say this paintbrush was a skewer, a post, a whatever. You just stick it on there and you can paint those as well and then put them all over your garden or a wire or like a post, whatever you want. But that is really cool, really easy. Sorry, my phone says slow connection. I guess I can watch it on here so I know that I'm still connected, but it says slow connection. We got new Wi-Fi and it's just been playing up since the guy installed it. I'm not saying the company's bad. I'm saying he needs to come back and just check things because it isn't working the way it was supposed to. So I won't tell you what company it is until it's working properly. Cheers. Let me put away the painting stuff and then we'll just have a normal rambling hour. I'm a thirsty girl. Okay. So, putting away the paint. You don't want to leave paint, especially acrylic, in your brushes because if it dries, it will wreck the brush. You don't want to leave your paintbrushes sitting in water because that will wreck your brushes. So, I mean, now the brushes are plastic, most of them, so it's not as, I mean, the water won't ruin them as much as in the past, but depending what your brushes are made out of, if they're actually made out of hair or something that's not plastic. So, there's paint higher than is coming off in here. So I'm gonna have to wipe it. Give me a second. I want to tidy this up because I know me. You guys know me. I'm clumsy. I'm gonna make a mess everywhere. So Steve did not go out for cards tonight with his mates. He's upstairs either playing his Fortnite game or something, or watching TV, or watching this and laughing at his silly little wife. Still red in there. I'm going to clean it better after. Okay. Garbage. Set. Sorry, it was reconnecting. I'll deal with the blow dryer later. Put away the paints. There's a song. I think it's from Barney. Clean up, everybody, everywhere. Clean up, everybody, do your share. And I get that in my head. I would sing that to the kids. And then there's on Big Comfy Couch, which is another kids show. There's called the 10-second tidy, because they would put it in they would speed up the video because we don't clean up in 10 seconds, but it's just about taking time to clean up one thing before you go on to the next. Yeah, I have these sitting here. You can't really see. I don't know if I can. Yeah, there. I can lean them up on the legs there. Those look pretty good, I have to say, especially for making them really quick. I'll still put this here. Okay, so let us talk about what I've been up to this week. I don't know what you guys have been up to. You can let me know. Why am I pulling this closer? I have no idea. When I sit at the other side, when I watch TV with Steve, I have it really close to me so I can use my laptop or whatever I'm doing. It's books, because I've been listening to my app again, my Speechify app. So, okay, so there was this debate I was listening to on one of my podcasts that people argue, if you listen to a book on Speechify, does that count as you reading the book? Can you say I've read the book, or, well, I mean, you say I've listened to the book, but does it count as a book that you say that you've read or whatever? Because, people who have, what do you call it? Who can't read because they have, blind people or whatever, then they still, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you call it, reading a book, even if you've listened to it? Anyway, so these are the books that I've gotten through this last week. And, this one here is the Almanac, and it's, what I'm also going to do, I can do this, to do a screen grab, but I can also take pictures like this after I'm done my live in this outfit, so that I post them so that they look better. But this is just the Almanac, the seasonal guide to 2025. So it's like the Farmer's Almanac or the Gardener's Almanac. This one doesn't say Farmers or Gardeners. It just says the original and best-selling Almanac. And this one is by Leah Lendertz. And my son Owen buys me these every year. So, and I listen, and there's so much good information in these that you could even if it's not the year that you, if you find an old one, just read it and listen to some of the information. It'll tell you things about the moon phases and everything else. So I really enjoy them. Again, I'll do these shots after. Oh, knocked you down. Knocked me down. All right. So the next book is, now, do you guys remember? Okay, so I bought it kind of like a joke one time at Costco because I love cleaning and having things organized and everything else. And then it became a real big thing. And I actually really enjoyed the book before I even knew it was catching on everywhere. But it was Marie Kondo, The Art of Tidying. So that was a really good book, and I love tidying and cleaning. And then the program came out, which was really awesome. If you haven't looked, you can look it up. Marie Kondo, The Art of Tidying. I don't know what the show was called. It was probably something similar like that. Anyways, this is Marie Kondo with Marie Ida. I think it's Ida. Who is her interpreter, like from Japanese to English, and it's called Letter from Japan, the life-changing from the author of the life-changing magic of tidying up. That's what the book was called. But this book represents guiding principles by which I lead my life every day. They also define, at least for me, the values that flow through the customs, traditions, arts, and sensibilities of Japan. So it kind of shows why she is the way she is, why tidying is so important to the Japanese. And I just thought it was really cool. Now, where I ordered this book from, it gave a certificate of authenticity to show that it was actually, this has been hand autographed by the signer. But this is a sticker, and even if the sticker has her actual autograph, isn't that kind of cheating? Do you count that as the autographed book when you put a sticker? Because she could just post a bunch of stickers with her signature on it, and then the books are printed somewhere else, and I don't know. Does that count as being autographed by the person? What do you guys think? I will bring these closer for you guys to see. So the almanac, and I will read actually the back of the almanac. This is Marie Kondo's, and okay, so the back of the almanac says, the return of the #1 bestseller. Reconnect with the seasons in Britain and Ireland with this month-by-month guide to the world around us, including tide tables, sunrises and moon phases, crafts, wildlife, ancient astronomy, seasonal cake recipes, and more. Praise for the almanac, a seasonal guide. Never fails to delight, says the Herald. A perfect Christmas gift, says Alan Jenkins, the Observer. The perfect companion to the season, says India Knight. I love this gem of a book. Sherry's Matthews. This book is your Bible, The Independent, indispensable, Sir Bob Geldof. So this one is for here, Ireland and the UK, it says, right? But you can find almanacs for where you live too. So the Farmer's Almanac, people have been using it for hundreds of years. Oh, wrong place. That goes with the Marie Kondo. So Marie Kondo, though she's known for tidying up and sparking joy, there's more to Marie Kondo than her fervent desire to help you better appreciate your mess. Across book tours and international conferences, it became clear that her audience, while interested in how to keep their lives tidy, was also keen to learn about Marie herself and the culture intrinsic. Yeah, that's that. Okay, Marie herself and the culture intrinsic to her tidying method. In Letter from Japan, written with her television co-star Marie Ida, Kondo reflects on the myriad questions she has received about her inspirations by examining the Japanese customs that she grew up with. The minute details of tea ceremonies, the art of taking care of gardens, and the power of the rituals around the passing of seasons, expressed through her trademark gentle wisdom. But this book isn't only a response to her audience's desire to get to know the real Marie Kondo. It's a testament for her 3 children, a documentation of the foundational elements of their culture. Despite the rapidly changing times, which is essential to their understanding of the world around them. With subtle and lyrical prose, Kondo embarks on her most personal and affirming book yet, in which she not only unveils for the readers her customs, traditions, and practices that spark joy for her, but also preserves them for future generations. Speaking of which, she actually has more than just these 2 books, and I do have a few waiting for me to read from her. I don't think it gives a list of her books in here, but yeah, I really enjoyed this. So Marie Kondo is the author of the #1 global bestseller, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, the host of the Netflix series Tidying Up with Marie Kondo, and the Emmy Award-winning Sparking Joy with Marie Kondo. I think that's her other book. Emmy Award-winning, so that is not a book. And the founder of KonMari Media, Inc., Her renowned KonMari method has helped millions of people around the world make space for their priorities, passions, and goals. Kondo is an international household name, and her books have been published in more than 40 languages. While globally active, Marie is based in Japan. Marie Aida is a writer and Japanese English interpreter. She has worked with Marie Kondo for over a decade, including on her Netflix series Tidying Up with Marie Kondo. She is based in Los Angeles. So the interesting thing is, like, I've been noticing with, like, we could talk about me growing up in Canada and indigenous culture from Canada and America, and then the Japanese culture and being connected with nature, the patterns of nature, and me learning more about witchcraft or pagan beliefs and everything else. And the thing is that before Christians came and, like, bullied their way into getting everyone to believe that, like, what Christianism, what's it called? Like, yeah, that, I'm not saying that Christ didn't live or that he wasn't somebody important, but for Christians to make people believe what they believe, I think it's one thing to introduce people to your beliefs, and then if they take that on, that's fine. But to force it on people and tell them they're not allowed to believe what they've practiced for hundreds of years or thousands of years or tens of thousands of years is ridiculous. But what I'm learning from all over the world is that the connection to nature, the connection to the patterns, the connection to the higher beings, that whatever you believe, it seems to be similar all over the world. So, and yet we suppressed, like Christians and such, suppressed the most ancient and knowledgeable. I'm not saying that all the ancient civilizations had it all right, and that, you know, that they knew, because lots of things were parables and things to learn from. So it doesn't mean that, like, so if there was thunder, that it was really like Zeus being mad or whatever. So it's like the Bible, right? Everything isn't word for word for word true. It's about learning and taking the lessons and everything else. But I think it's interesting to see the similarities in what people would call witchcraft now, but which is really based on pagan beliefs from Europe and such, and then the indigenous beliefs in different parts of the world, and then now reading this or listening to this book about Japan and their beliefs with the seasons and respecting things and saying thank you to things for serving you and everything else. It's interesting because it's all very, very, very similar. So if you listen to this book and the things that Marie Kondo teaches about Japanese culture, you would say, how brilliant is that? What a way to live and everything else. But if you heard it from somebody 100 years ago in France, Ireland, whatever, and they were pagan, then it just sounds like what we call witchcraft now. But it's just nature-based, respect-based, and yeah, giving back what you take from the earth and knowing that it's a whole cycle, and that it's a give and take relationship. It's not just a take. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the other Marie Kondo books. So that's number 2. I'm just going in the order of the size of them. It's not the order I necessarily listen to them, put them upside down and make a upside down pyramid. This is the one I'm listening to right now, and I'm not quite finished it because Speechify's been a bit funky. Sometimes when technology doesn't work or when something doesn't work out, like say you're trying to watch a TV show or do something on the internet and it's not working, it's just not working, I take that as a sign that this isn't what you need right now. So if for some reason, say my live just cut out and the internet wasn't working and I really couldn't get it to go, then I would take that as a sign that I'm not meant to be on the internet. I'm not meant to be doing this right now. So the fact that the Wintering book is taking me longer to listen to than I want it to, because it keeps like not working for me, which is weird because I listened to a whole another book in between, tells me that maybe I'm supposed to listen to this book slower and think about the things that it's saying and, you know, just or I'm not supposed to listen to it right now. But I am almost done it. And let's see, I was just going to see about where I am. No, there. Well, I just looked at the page number when I was adding it, but no, I think January, yeah, about there. So, okay, I'm just over half But this book is called Wintering by Catherine May, The Power of Rest and Retreat in Difficult Times. Truly a beautiful book, says Elizabeth Gilbert. The Sunday Times bestseller. Again, this is one from over here, but it's still worth getting no matter where you are, because wintering is a concept around the world. It's not just here. And it's interesting that she talks about this in a way that, because the winters aren't as cold here, she has a friend in Finland and different places like that, in Scandinavia. And obviously I'm from Canada, so I know cold winters as well. But here in the UK, even though they have winter, it's not the same type of winter where you really gotta hibernate and go into, where you might not leave your house for even a few months unless you need to. So it's a really good book, but it's also talking about those difficult times in your life. I'm just gonna read the synopsis and then you can make up your own mind, but I'm really enjoying it and I'm glad that I've come across it, especially this time in my life when things are good in my life. I'm not gonna say they're not. And I can't say I miss my brother because, I miss him even when he was alive and I didn't get to see him all the time. I miss my family like that, but I don't miss him enough where it's been years since I saw him, because it hasn't. It's only been over a year and a half since I saw him, but I'm still very sad about him passing away and that I won't be able to see him again, even if I wanted to. So saying that, it's still a dark time in my life, even though I'm going on with things and life is good and I'm not going to complain. Grief, if you've had to experience it before, and if you haven't, it is very difficult. It's different for everybody. And, that actually reminds me of, I can't remember the guy's name, but Steve sent me this thing about this guy who does like these crazy, like polar plunges. And listen, this is on the same line. My train of thought is still, so if Steve is watching this, he can tell me the guy's name. But, polar plunges and desert runs and all these extreme things. So he had a wife that they had 4 kids, and his wife took her own life because she was bipolar and she suffered with depression and she took her own life. And he was in such a place of grief that he started doing like these polar plunges and stuff, because he said it was painful at first, but nothing's as painful as the grief. So he was just challenging his body to different things, and he's like done things that no other human has done before because he's just pushing his body to the limits. It's quite inspiring, crazy, and everything else. And I can see that, like, I don't know his pain. I'm not saying I know his pain, but I know that I've been in a place where I've had the pain in my heart that I could see myself just letting myself go under cold water, and anything that's hurting my physical body isn't as bad as what was hurting my heart at that moment. And I don't want to cry, but I can see where he started it and where it was therapeutic for him, and he continued to do it. And it just makes me know that if he can do that and spend hours in ice cold water, that I can train myself to do my plunge pool here. So I will, let you know how that goes. Okay. Sorry, just let me get myself together. Like I said, life is good and I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to hide that I'm still sad, and I'm going to feel it when I feel it. I'll be honest, a lot of times it's like when I'm listening to music. So I drove Erica to Tyler's today, and on the way back, I was listening to my music, and it just hits me, and I just cry, and I let myself cry. Not in a way that would make me get into an accident, but in a way that just let the tears fall, because we need to let it out. We need to talk about it. We need to do that. So I'm not hiding how I'm feeling, but I also know that it's hard for people who are not going through the same thing to always just sit and pat someone on the back. And they get tired of hearing it, not in a way that they don't want to be supportive, but it sounds like a broken record if you're saying the same things over and over. So that's what I'm saying. I'm going to go on with my lives, and I'm going to keep doing positive things. But I'll be honest that, there's moments that are still hard and everything else, and even more so probably for my brother's wife, his daughters, and even my mom. So books like this, seeing somebody else go through hard times, not that you want other people to go through hard times, but when something positive comes out of their hard times, it's inspiring and it helps you to get through the hard times because you don't feel as alone. Speaking of my madre, she is in Mexico right now, my mama. So hopefully she's having fun in Mexico. She wasn't going for very long, but I hope she's enjoying her holiday. Okay, so A beautiful, gentle exploration of the dark season of life and the light of spring that eventually follows. RHwL, best-selling author of The Salt Path. That's what she called it. Okay, wintering is a poignant and comforting meditation on the... It's not a meditation. That's just how they're describing it. Wintering is a poignant and comforting meditation on the fallow periods of life, times when we must retreat to care for and repair ourselves. Catherine May thoughtfully shows us how to come through these times with the wisdom of knowing that, like the seasons, our winters and summers are the ebb and flow of life. And then it says, a peaceful rebuff to life and fast forward, says The Guardian. Long listed for the Wayne Wright Prize 2020. My watch is telling me it's time to stand. Yeah, so she was an author before she wrote this as well. And so it turns out, well, for us, that her going through a hard time and being an author, she was able to transcribe her hard time into a really good book. It says, by the same author, The Electricity of Every Living Thing, Burning Out, Ghosts and Their Uses, A Diary of Slow Progress, which sounds very honest as well, a diary of slow progress, but progress nonetheless. So, praise for wintering. A beautiful, gentle exploration of the dark season of life and the... I already read this, didn't I? And the light of spring that eventually follows. RHwL, bestseller author of The Salt Path. Every bit as beautiful and healing as the season itself. Elizabeth Gilbert. Wise, radical, and comforting. It's a refreshing, original way of looking at winter, both the season and the winterings that happen in all of our lives. A thought-provoking joy to read. Lucy Jones, author of Losing Eden. A gently unfolding delight, a memoir to savor and inspire, and a warm, witty meditation on the darkest season of our lives. Leah Hazard, author of Hard Pushed. Catherine May brings a poet's eye and unexpected comedy to this enthralling celebration of our fallow season. This beautiful book is a reading cure. Observer. We all experience periods of wintering in our lives, and this book shows us how to embrace the uncertainty that can come with it. Laura Macklem, author of Mudlarking. An elegant investigation into the consolations of nature and how it can be wonderfully restorative even on the bleakest of days. Sunday Express. So yeah, I can't sum it up in one sentence, I don't think, but I really enjoyed it. The other thing about this book is, even though I've been listening to it and I've been getting stuff out of it, it is the kind of book, especially because it's called Wintering and because it's getting the burr seasons are here. It is the kind of book that you want to just cozy up with a cup of tea or hot chocolate, your blanket, and just read a little bit more. And it's one of those ones, when they say meditation, what they mean is that it gives you food for thought, so that you read a little bit and then you think about where your life is, the hard times, the good times, the taking it slow. Sometimes when you go, you don't have time to enjoy life. You don't have time to appreciate things, and life will slow you down with a cold, with an injury, with something to make you have to stop and slow down and look around you. So take that time before the universe sends you something negative like a broken foot or something that makes you have to slow down. But I really, really, really am enjoying this book. And after I listen to it, like, this is the kind of, I want to pick up again and read a bit at a time and just be cozy and read it. And I really need to let myself do those things. Sit down with a cup of tea, be cozy, read a book, and just be. I need more slow, silent time in my life instead of just go. Next, this book, I don't even know where it came from. It might be from Steve's collection, like from Feathers Books and stuff. It's called Love Potions and Charms, Over 50 Ways to Seduce, Bewitch, and Cherish Your Lover. But it's got recipes in and stuff, and it is like, I would say it would go more with the witchy books and nice pictures and everything. So it is like spells and recipes and different things. But I thought like books like recipe books and stuff like that, you would think, I think I told you guys this last week, that you wouldn't think that they'd be good to listen to, but I enjoyed it just listening to all the extra stuff too, not just the ingredients and stuff, but why this and why. And I think it's a really cute, the way that it ties up like this and that it says love really big. It's perfect for putting with my, Valentine's decor. So I'll have it for that too. And if you believe in spells, and I mean, listen, you guys know your words are powerful and your intentions are even more powerful than your words. So it's absolutely something. And doing the rituals, sometimes even putting this out or having my drink every week that we're here, rituals have power as well. So it's up to you. But if you're interested in it, I don't know how old this book is or where you would get a copy of it. But it was interesting to listen to, and I'm going to keep it because I'm going to use it as a decoration as well. The Herbal Apothecary. This is the one that I got for my birthday from Steve. Do I need to come closer with the other ones? Like Wintering by Catherine May. Love Potions and Charms. Yeah, Frances Melville. And this one, the Herbal Apothecary. Says slow connection again, so hopefully you guys can hear me. Recipes, Remedies, and Rituals by Christine Everson. Author of the bestseller, The RHwL Apothecary. Oh yeah, I think there's actually two that she has. Did they say it at the back? The Garden Apothecary, yep. So this is the Herbal Apothecary, but she has the Garden Apothecary and the RHwL Apothecary. So Steve's going to have to buy me those ones because I like a collection. This one has really good recipes and everything too. And it just talks about, again, what certain things mean, you know, like oregano if you're American. Alternative names, mountain mint, sweet marjorams, joy of the mountain, wild marjoram. And then it tells you how to identify history, folklore, folk medicine, other common uses, smolder sticks. So in here, I'll read you this part, and I think this is good. So I think I might call them smolder sticks as well. I got to remember that term. But then I got to say that that's where I got it from, is from Christine Everson. But she says, you may have heard of bundles of white sage being used to smudge a dwelling. That is, to cleanse it of negative energy and prevent unwanted spirits from entering. Smudging is an ancient indigenous American cultural and spiritual practice, and the ritual burning of herbs is still performed all over the world to this day. The Celts carried out a very similar practice called saining. That's spelled S-A-I-N-I-N-G, saining, which is the burning of herbal smoke with the intent to heal ailments or remove negative influences from people, places, and animals. As smudging and saining are very specific cultural names for a spiritual practice, I have decided, out of respect, to use the word smolder for this activity. Many different herbs and flowers can be made into smolder sticks. In fact, anything that you have growing in your garden can be used depending on your intention, whether it be medicinal, cleansing, or just to create pleasant smells. Oregano is said to be a very effective cleansing herb. Folklore tells us that it will also help banish negativity and bring a sense of calm and happiness to the home. My lovely sister-in-law, Maria, helped me make some gorgeous smolder sticks using herbs and plants foraged from my garden. I think you'll agree that they are almost too beautiful to burn. And I'll show you the pictures of those ones. And then she goes on about what to do. But I like that she, to pay respect and not step on cultural appropriation, she calls them smoldering sticks instead of smudging, or the other word. So those are the ones at the bottom. Can you see them? Those are the ones her and her sister-in-law made. Very pretty. I really enjoyed this book. Thank you, Steve. And like I said, it has so much more information in it besides just the recipes and stuff. So loved it. Okay, this book I brought back from Canada. It is from it's his diary from like 2001 or 2002, something like that, I think. And I bought this for my dad because we really loved this show. We watched it together as a family, and we just all laughed and laughed. And it's Mr. Bean's diary. I love Mr. Bean still, and there's some things in here that I don't know if they aged well, but it also would be like what a person's diary would be like, where you're like, ooh, you don't want to say that out in public. So I don't know if it's aged well, but it was still fun. And I mean, this isn't, because of the way that it's written, it's not really like I read this one literally. I didn't listen to it. I actually read the things and looked at the pictures. And let me see what year this was. But I enjoyed it. It's nostalgia because it reminds me of my dad. 1993. Text. Wait, what year did... Oh, so was it... No, was it in the 90s? I thought it was... Yeah, maybe that makes more sense, actually. The 90s. What year when it becomes the new year? What did he say? December 29th. Brand new year, 94. Oh, yeah, so it's his 93-94 diary. I think it actually starts a few days in December. Yeah, 1993. So he has a few days in 1992. Then it becomes 1993 and then 1994. So I was like 13, 14 when this would have been written if it was his actual diary. So that is one that I read. Next, The Spell Dispensary. Dispensary? Yeah, that's it. The Spell Dispensary. So you guys may or may not remember, and I was going to have it out to have them together, but I don't have it here. But you guys may or may not remember last year or so, there was the Witctionary, so like a witch dictionary, and it was like to show you what terms meant that are commonly used with witches and stuff like that. This is the second book from Deb Robinson, who, you know, the witch caskets that I get. So Deb and her daughter make the witch caskets, and this is her second book. So this Spell Dispensary is 200 Spells and Rituals for Healing, Magic, and Manifestation by Deb Robinson. And this is another one. I'll show you the front. And then I have an autograph because I ordered it, pre-ordered it. So but I went to her book signing, her, last time for the, what do you call it when you, not just book signing, but when you bring out a book, whatever, my brain's not working, but I went to that and met her and her daughter. So that was really cool. And so this is her second book. And again, I really enjoyed it because not only is it the different things that you can do, it just talks about it gives you just a lot of information. So, and I like a collection, so it matches the other one. So that one. And then, okay, so Lorraine Anderson, she has books out. She has Oracle decks out, you know, the Seasons of the Witch Oracle decks and everything else. This book is, are we back? Looks like we're back. So this book is my second book that I have from her, and it is just as beautiful as the other one. This is The Moon Apothecary, Rituals and Recipes for the Lunar Phases. This book is so gorgeous. This is another one that I just want to have out and not only look at different times of the year or the moon phases or whatever, but just the images in it. I wanted to read too if she's the one who does if she's the artist as well. It doesn't say that there's another illustrator for it. So the watercolors and stuff in this book are spectacular. Like let me find something nice to look at. Those roses. Just, I love this. I love the art in it, the information in it. It's so pretty, and it's just, yeah. So let me read you the synopsis on it. Start your own moon apothecary. Lorianne. Sorry, excuse me. Lorianne Anderson. That's Lorianne Anderson, best-selling author of the Seasons of the Witch Oracle series, shares a treasure trove of moon-inspired ritual, self-care, and wellness recipes for each phase of the moon. Learn how to channel moon energy and intentions into lotions, oils, comforting teas, tonics, and more, as well as creating empowering projects and crafts. Whether you're seeking growth or relaxation, you'll discover how to infuse your unique energy and desires into potions and rituals for every lunar phase. The thing is also is like with apothecary books and stuff like that, it's not just about witchcraft and that kind of stuff. It's about using what's around you, using natural herbal things, and not, if you want things that are natural for you, even toothpaste. made from things that you can buy or that you grow or whatever, then it's better to have books like this that give you natural things to do. Also, obviously, make sure you're not allergic to things or that you are, that things are able to be used in that way. But it's a good thing for that kind of stuff too. Even if you're not into the witchy part of it. It gives you so many good recipes and stuff that, like, some of the things that she does, I was like, I want to eat or drink or make that right now, even, you know, regardless of the ritual of it. Is there, no, there's just the introduction. Thought there would be more about it. Also by Laurie Anderson, The Witch's Apothecary. That's the other book that I have. How to make magical potions for the wheel of the year. And yeah, so I really, really, really love this book, and I love how pretty it is, and I just can't wait to reference it more and look up at the things and stuff. Oh, and I looked up because at the back here she does your moon sign, the moon sign of the zodiac. So you know your zodiac sign probably from when you were born, but if you know the time, place, and date that you were born, you can go online and for free and just put those things in, and you can find out what your signs are for all the different planets. And my moon sign, I'm a Libra because my birthday is October 21st. I was born at 2:15 in the morning, I believe. And so my moon sign is actually Gemini. And when I did Steve's, his is Gemini too. So moon in Gemini when I was born. And then she has information about your moon sign if you figure out what that is. And that goes with, thank you for purchasing the Moon Apothecary. Yep, okay. And then Lily's Heavy Heart, a book about grief, written by Laura Lawrence, illustrated by Nejla Shojay. And I hope I'm not mispronouncing that. This is somebody on my Facebook. Now, I don't know if it's my friend Diana that has also written books, or who it is, but the author from this is from Saskatchewan, and when I took screenshots of it to order this book, I cut off who posted it, but they said it was their friend. So this lady who wrote this book is friends with somebody that I'm friends with, but I don't remember who it was. So if you're watching this and you know this book and you know this author, then let me know. It's Lily's Heavy Heart, and that's the back, so that's the author. And I'm just going to tell you about it really quick. Lily's kind, loving heart is one of her unique special superpowers. But when her kitty cat, Louie, goes missing, Lily's heart begins to feel heavy with sadness. How will Lily be able to feel love and lightness in her heart again after feeling so sad? The overwhelming emotion of grief after the loss of a pet or a loved one is a feeling readers of all ages experience. This book helps families and educators talk about feelings of sadness and grief with children and teaches calming mindfulness practices to help process those big emotions. Author and educator Laura Lawrence lives in Mesquina, Saskatchewan, Canada, with her husband and 4 children. She is passionate about mental health, and her books reflect themes relating to mindfulness, emotions, and a positive mindset. Please visit www.lauralawrence.ca to learn more about her books and her author journey. So yeah, there is more than just this book in her series with Lily. So that is Lily's Heavy Heart, and you guys know how I feel about the death positive movement and dealing with grief and talking about it and everything else. So I'm definitely going to recommend books like that. Oh, I got my broken hair sticking up now. Okay, this one, Snow in the Garden, the first book of Christmas, Shirley Hughes. Based in the UK again, but this is, if you were to bring out, okay, you know what my rambling hours are to you guys? This is like the equivalent of if I brought out a book, but this is a lot older than me doing it now. But if I brought out a Christmas book, it would have a few recipes, a few crafts, a few stories, and that's what this book is. Let me see what year this is. It says, a classic collection of festive stories, poems, and activities by Kate Greenaway winning author Shirley Hughes. Her literary and illustrated world is one that children love, says The Guardian. So yeah, the pictures are, I'll show you better instead of having it upside down. This classic collection of festive stories, poems, and things to make and do is a joyful introduction to the wonder of Christmas. From heartwarming tales of kindness to seasonal illustrations and easy-to-follow recipes and craft activities, There are so many ways to marvel in the magic of this special time of year. Originally, first published individually as Angel May in 1989, The Snow Lady, 1990, Cold Hoping, first published in Out and About 98, Three in a Bed, Ice in the Park, first published in Ollie and Me 2004 by Walker Books Limited. Additional artwork from the Nursery Collection 1985, 86, and Let's Join In 93, 94. This edition published 2018. Snow in the Garden, A First Book of Christmas by Shirley Hughes. A note from Shirley Hughes. Winter is a wonderful evocative time for inspiring artwork. I find the pattern of bare branches against a pale sky, snow and frost on the ground, throwing every twig and branch into sharp detail, and the extra warmth it gives to figures set in this kind of landscape. It is thrilling to see my winter stories and poems alternating with seasonal recipes and things to do and make in this beautifully produced collection. I have to say that this book is really, it would be a good gift for people. So yeah, I think, let me find, I'll show you guys some of, I mean, there's lots of her artwork here, but Christmas tree cards. Okay, let's do that. And then, I mean, even like you can see the cover, but yeah, I think it would make a nice gift for people. I enjoyed it. And like I said, this would be like, if I brought something out for Christmas, it would be a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So that is the last book that we have. And it was a little bit of everything. I told you guys it wouldn't all be witchy stuff. So that is, and this is just 1 week. I mean, some of these are easier read than others, but okay, I didn't read the whole almanac week, and I still have December in the almanac, but I won't show you guys it for December. I will listen to it for December, but oh no, did I forget? I'm gonna wait till I start moving. I'm not moving on there, so I don't know if I'm still moving on for you guys, and it's just, oh yeah, it is. Okay, I think I'm still moving for you guys. It's just my, okay. I'll have to get that. Sorry, trying to reconnect. Also, if you don't know already, all of my lives are up on YouTube, Rambling Hour with Lisa. So look on YouTube for all my old episodes and everything else. This one will be up there shortly as well, but even last week's is up there. So I love you guys, and we will see you next Sunday. This month of November, besides me trying to get things done for Christmas and everything, we're still going to do autumn crafts and autumn decorations. No, what? Autumn crafts and autumn stuff in the kitchen, even though so many people are getting into the Christmas stuff, but that Christmas stuff will come after that. So it's a busy time of year in America. They have the Thanksgiving in November. We've already had Thanksgiving in Canada in October. But yeah, it's a busy time of year. Christmas is coming up. But before that, remember Remembrance Day. Take time in the next few days, if not on the 11th, to really say thank you and not forget what the people who fought, and especially the people who died in the wars, did for us to have the freedom that we have. Okay, Remembrance Day is so important, and if people are trying to take it out of your schools or your places of work or your places of sport or whatever, that is bull, because it needs to be remembered everywhere. This isn't about religion. This isn't about who you vote for. This is about our freedom and being able to sleep peacefully at night and everything else. And the fact that they say, lest we forget, because we cannot forget what happened during the wars and what we fought for and what we have overcome. And I say we, I didn't do anything, but my grandparents, just like a lot of people's grandparents and great grandparents and everything, either fought in the war or were caught in the war or whatever. Like, there's real people, 16-year-olds who went to the front lines. People lost their sons and dads and uncles and even women too, not just casualties of war, but the people on the front lines. It's not fair. War is not fair. And even if you don't want to fight, if people are invading your country, there's not much you can do but either stand up and fight or run and hide. and hope you survive. So we really need to be thankful for what they did for us, and take that time to, even if you're starting to get the Christmas decorations down, do not forget that this is very, very important. All right. I love you guys. We'll see you next Sunday. And like I said, it'll still be autumn themed next Sunday, even though I might have the Christmas decorations down. All right. I love you guys. I'm going to scooch the table slowly so I can reach the finish thing. And this will be my nice picture instead of the beginning. All right. Have a good week, guys. Love you guys. Bye.